Oh! Honest to God, you're a fucking bellend, man.
What a
yes, everyone, it's John, it's Michael, back again. And this is your match preview, Everton versus West Ham. What's going on, everyone? The fucking game will be over. This will be the match reaction. Just pull your trump out with you and stop acting like a tit. Take 3, yes, people. It's me, it's him. It's me and the knobhead back again. And this is your match preview for Everton v West Ham. Again.
I'm joking.
No, let's go.
That was great. If
I had the fucking power to do things to you, like I do to your nan. Anyway, right, Everton go into this game on Saturday, 8 games unbeaten. In my opinion, this is a game that Everton can win at Goodison Park, especially with our fans behind us. We are riding the crest of a wave. Last couple of performances haven't been that good. But listen, again, I'll reiterate, we are unbeaten in 8 games, and what do you think, Michael, the game on Saturday? Are you nervous, apprehensive, or do you think it's a game that if Everton play like we did when Moyes first come in, it's a game we can win easy?
I don't think this is easy. All jokes aside, all the messing about at the start of the video, all the making you feel like an idiot. It's not going to be an easy game because as much as Everton are unbeaten in 8, I don't think we're playing well. I don't think we've played well the last few games. I didn't think we were good at Wolves. I didn't think we were great at Brentford. I think we should have beat Man United. And we go into this West Ham game and I'm on the fence about how they're going to turn up, if I'm being brutally honest. You know what? I've listened to some of Graham Potter's comments because, they do their preview, their discussion the day before Everton. And, he was talking about Everton. He was saying that we've been better and, we're scoring more goals and defensively we've looked solid. But actually, I'm slightly concerned we're reverting back to type a little bit, where defensively and we've been a little bit weaker. I don't think we're scoring the goals that we've created the chances for again. We had 3 opportunities against Brentford. We had 1 against Wolves, other than the goal. I'd love us to win this game fairly convincingly. 3-1, 3-0, because I think that would be a bit of a confidence boost going into games coming up. But I am worried.
Yeah, you mentioned the Brentford game there, and you mentioned the Wolves games. 2 games that, let's be honest about it, mate. If we take the chances, we probably pick 6 points up from them 2 games. You are right about the performances. For me, the performances have sort of tailed off when it looked like the tiredness has started to kick in, because the squad has been stretched with injuries. We've got a couple coming back now. Seamus Coleman's back. Brozier's back in training, first team training. Chimiti's back in first team training. We are going to need these bodies back. But this West Ham team, they've got some great individual players. Mohamed Kudus, a player Everton will link with. Jared Bowen, I'm a big fan of Jared Bowen. If there was any way, shape or form that we could spend a lot of our transfer budget on one player, for me, it would probably be him. I think he's a fantastic player. Paqueta's another one. Souček, a player we've been linked with. Individually, West Ham have got some really good players, and for me, they should be higher up the league than what they actually are. I don't think Graham Potter has stamped his authority on that squad of players for how good they are as much as he would have liked. So I think if Everton are on the game and the early David Moyes days performances, and we start taking the chances that we did miss against Brentford and we did miss against Wolves, I do think Everton have a very good chance of picking the 3 points up.
Yeah, I think we win. I think we win. I'll put it out there. I do think we'll win. There's definitely some players in that West Ham team I wouldn't mind at Everton. You know, you've just mentioned a few there, and West Ham, in my opinion, shouldn't be where they are. I thought the manager did an awful job. David Moyes, you know, he did a great job at West Ham. You know, there's West Ham fans now that are probably feeling it. Graham Potter, I think, has been very mixed since he come in, but he did get that big away win at Arsenal a few weeks ago. Yeah, this is a tough game. This is a tough game. And in terms of the Everton team that we've got, you know, you're never going to fill me with attacking confidence when you've got Lindstrom and Harrison on the wings. You know, Beto's had his purple patch. Is it just a purple patch or is there a striker in there? You know, he's missed a couple of big chances. I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt because he did get 5 goals in 5 games. So can we see him get a goal again? We're back at Goodison. You know, we haven't been at Goodison since the Man United game, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, there's been 2 away games. Would you take a draw away from home? Probably. But in those games, as you rightly said, we should have won them. I just think Everton need to be a bit more aggressive in this game going forward. They need to try and break down the lines. They need to be able to get the ball in the box. I think set pieces could be key. You know, the one thing that makes me laugh about the set pieces is, apart from some of the deliveries into the box from Garner and various players that couldn't beat their man under Dyche at times, I'd actually argue that our set pieces were better under Dyche. Because, you know, we've brought in a set-piece coach and we haven't scored a goal from a set-piece, I don't think. Whereas before under Dyche, it was probably our biggest threat. So I've got concerns about that as well. But look, do I think Everton win? Yes. Am I worried that we're going to lose? Not really. Not really. I don't think we'll get any lower than a draw. Do I think West Ham are a decent team? Yeah. Do I think they've underperformed? Yeah. I'm still going for a 2-0 Everton win. You know, I'll give you the score now. I'm going 2-0 Everton. I do think we win. I do think we turn a corner. And I do think, you know, after this little break that we've got some games that are going to be really difficult. And if we can keep this unbeaten run going into those games, then maybe we can get a few points out of them as well. But yeah, tough. I think this is a tougher game than we actually give it credit for, if I'm being honest.
I think if we get the Everton that we know we're capable of getting since David Moyes has come back, I do think we win the game. And you mentioned Beto's purple patch. It has been a purple patch, you know, and as you say, 5-5. And then, I mean, he could have had hat-trick probably against Brentford, Michael, and he had the chance against Wolves as well. Again, I will say it, there's 6 points there for the taking with them 2 away games. What I do like, though, is he's getting into the positions to get them chances. And we've been very critical of our centre forwards, even in years gone by, that they're not getting in the position. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was a perfect example. You know, when he wasn't asked, he wasn't even getting in the positions to miss the chances that we all know Dominic Calvert-Lewin misses on a regular basis. They're the sort of chances what Beto's missed lately, what Dominic Calvert-Lewin would miss. But I am more confident now with Beto getting 5-5 that when he does get them chances, he will take more one-on-ones than what he doesn't. But again, you're right, we've got to be aggressive. And for me, the way we need to play against West Ham, I think we have to start Alcaraz. I think Alcaraz comes into the team. You know, when he come on against Wolves, I thought he had a good game, Alcaraz. I think he's the aggressive type that we need to be in there, but also the ball carrier midfielder who we've needed when Ndiaye's being out. I think that's how you beat West Ham.
Yeah, I'm not against that. In terms of your team, do you change it?
Apart from bringing Alcaraz in, no,
So I'm going to throw something at you, and it's one that I thought you would make. I thought you'd make this change.
Well, I think is it centre forward?
No.
All right, okay. Because I was toying with the idea of playing Chimiti instead of Beto.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't, but I'm not against it. The one I thought you might do is because Alcaraz comes in, and that would mean Doucouré's dropped. I was wondering if you'd drop James Garner.
Well, I probably would. I think it's quite well known on here. You know it. A lot of the subscribers know it, that I'm not a massive advocate for James Garner. Listen, he's not the worst player we've got. He's not by no stretch of the any stretch of the imagination. I just think when you look at a replacement for coming in that Alcaraz can do, I do think there's more chance it is for James Garner than what it will be Doucouré. It wouldn't be my choice. I think I'd rather take Doucouré out the team before anyone. I just don't think David Moyes does. I do think it'll be Garner for Alcaraz if there's any change.
You mentioned Chimiti. So would you start him or would you stick with Beto?
I think he'll stick with Beto. I do think he'll stick with Beto because, as I said before, he is getting into the situations to score goals. Chimiti's going to be rusty. He hasn't had no game time. You're quite right with what you said with the last debrief that we done now. Why did he not give him 20, 25, 30 minutes? He should have brought him off the bench to give him some game time, ready for this game. Because, listen, after this game on Saturday, with the run of fixtures we've got coming up, we're going to need everybody. So I just thought he could have given him some game time in the Wolves game, and it would have made him fitter for the game on Saturday. I do think he starts Beto, but I wouldn't have any problem starting Chimiti and leaving Beto on the bench, mate. And just to see what he's got. Just to see what he's got. You know, and I know, and I've said it on here, the only way you get match fit is by playing matches. So if he's not going to start him and he starts Beto, he has to give Chimiti at least half an hour on Saturday. Whether we're winning, whether we're getting beat, whether we need a goal, he's got to give Chimiti some game time. He can't stick with Beto for 90 minutes. He's been dead on his arse the last two games.
Yeah.
My score prediction as well, just before, if you don't ask, I'll go 2-1 for Everton.
It's funny, isn't it? You know,
it's a tough one to call because you pointed out early on in the video, the defense hasn't looked as watertight as what it was, and the players that I mentioned before, what West Ham have got, can hurt you if they get in behind you. They can hurt you. They're capable of scoring against you. We've got to be more tight at the back, but we've got to use the outlet well as well. We've got to clear the line as quick as we can. Because West Ham can just hit you, mate. We've seen it with them.
It's just funny, isn't it? That, like, you go back 4 games ago, and me and you are sitting there going, "We'll beat Man United. We'll beat Wolves, beat Brentford, beat West Ham." Or we were saying we might take 10 points out of them, and we've took 3.
Yeah, we have took 3. But I don't do ifs and buts. I never have done. You know that. But we should have beat Brentford and we should have beat Wolves. Now,
we should have beat Man United.
Well, we should have beat Man United. Looking back, you say we've only took 3 points. If you would have asked me how many points we would have picked up out of them games under the previous regime, I don't think we would have. We could sit here and say we're unbeaten in 8. So that's a positive, and we're safe, and that's the main thing.
Fair enough, John. Right, guys, if you didn't see it, make sure you go and watch the vlog from our day at TalkSport. The video itself from TalkSport isn't out yet. I spoke to them today. They actually don't know when they're all going to be released it anyway. So, we're just waiting for confirmation on that. A couple of people made comments about being sellouts and things. Look, when you watch the video, you'll understand it's absolutely nothing like that. So, it fundamentally was a quiz. So, we were asked to represent Everton. I'm not going to give too much away, but let's just say John definitely held up his end of the bargain, bearing in mind I thought he was going to be awful, and your boy did deliver. So make sure when it does come out, you watch it. But yeah, look, we're not selling out. We're not all of a sudden turning into like some massive whatever. But we've been offered a few chances to do different things, and we've always said no. We've always said no. This channel has said no to Sky. It's said no to BT. It's said no to Amazon. We just want to do a few things. We want to just try different things, experience different things, and the channel will still stay the same. John will still make you laugh every single video, albeit, to be fair, today, it's all on me. All on me today. John wasn't funny at all. It was all on me. So, yeah, just make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Keep supporting us. We do love you. I mean, John will say it himself because he's softer than me, but he loves you so much that he would marry each and every one of you and give you the night.
I love all of you more than I love my co-host. So there you go. Just to reiterate what Michael said, yeah, there was a few comments about, them owning a certain newspaper. And listen, we have been offered opportunities in the past, and we've been offered something else in future, which hopefully, it will work out for us. But the main thing for me and Michael will be this channel, and it always will be. Nothing will overtake us doing these videos and doing the vlogs and having a laugh and getting our opinions across. Whatever we do, whether it be work for the television or radio or what have you, this will always come first, the channel.
Yeah, spot on. Right, guys, as I say, hit the like and subscribe. It's a great weekend for sport this weekend. The Formula One's back.
Yeah, boy.
Football is back at Goodison. It's just great. It's just great. Your boy's, you probably not noticed, but your boy's losing a bit of weight as well. So he's feeding himself,
Yes, I will be in the normal watering hole on Saturday. So if anyone does want to come over and say hello and have a pint, I will be gladly willing to stand there, and we'll talk about our beloved club Everton. And if you haven't read Michael's comments on X as well, he is now an official season ticket holder. The first time he's had a season ticket at the football club that he loves. So I am made up for you, mate.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a long time coming. I mean, waiting list for what, 7 years? Is it 7 years? And yeah, really, really lucky. It's probably not the ultimate seat I wanted. Me and the lad are sitting in the family enclosure, but we will certainly, just having a ticket is the main thing. We can move around and try and get closer to John and our friends, hopefully next season and season onwards. But we've got good seats. Big shout out to the club. I won't go into detail about what the club done, but on the day that my tenure was released, as you all saw, there was a huge queue outside. They took me in the office, supported me, helped me pick my seat and the relevant one for Finlay because Finley's autistic. So, they really, really did support us from the accessibility team. Big shout out to Daz, big shout out to Kate, and big shout out to the rest of the club. But thank you so much, John. I am now officially an Everton season ticket holder, and may Lord keep taking that direct debit out of my bank account.
Hopefully you're our lucky charm, and we will start seeing some silverware as well again, because unfortunate for you, I think you were 3 or 5 in the last time we won a trophy. So, as we've said on here a few times, I'm very fortunate. I've seen the good teams and I've seen us win trophies and stuff. Hopefully you're our lucky charm and we can start going down that path again.
Yeah. Right, guys, we will see you soon. Peace. I can't find the button.
Brilliant.